Welcome back, or welcome if you're just here for the first time. Let's see if everything is in view properly. Loading. And let me edit the category to board games because Twitch no longer allows me to do that from mobile streaming, so I have to do it on my desktop. Hi Dean, welcome back. I hope Twitch isn't lagging as much for you guys as it is for me, because right now my screen on my computer isn't loading at all. So I can't see if everything is in view properly. I hope it is. And I hope it will load soon, because this is quite inconvenient. I hope you guys do have a visual, because I certainly don't. But yeah, let's hope that works. Today we are playing the Black Panther, aka T'Challa, and we're facing him off against Claw. If you've been at any of my previous streams... I set mine back to board games. On my desktop it shows, but I don't know if it's working. Anyway, so we're facing off against Claw. If you watched any of my previous Marvel Champions ones, we've been facing off against Rhino, which is the easiest villain. But right now we're gonna try to show you guys a stronger villain which has some more special effects so that you can also learn how those work. And in case you didn't know, from now on Monday evenings will be Marvel Mondays. So each Monday at 8 p.m. Central European Time I will be live streaming this game. I finally have a visual so I can move this a little bit better, hopefully, so that you guys can see a little more of what I'm doing. There we go. So we have a bad guy, Claw, who has 12 hit points per player, so in this solo mode just 12, and we need to knock him down to 0. Then he will come back with a vengeance, even stronger. He will have 18 hit points, and if you destroy him again, we win the game. We lose the game if he brings all of our heroes, so in the solo mode just me, down to 0, or if he completes a secret evil mission. Yes, marvelous Mondays, Dean. Love that. So anyway, he has a mission, but in this case, usually the main scheme for the Rhino is just one mission, but here he has underground distribution, and once he succeeds, 6 per player. So once there's 6 threats on here, and there will be 1 per round, so it's quite quick, you will go to a secret rendezvous, and if he completes that, you lose the game. So you can lose the game if the villain completes his master plan, and usually that's a single card, but with Claw that's 2 cards. And Claw also started with a side scheme in play. I'm not loving this at all. When revealed, place 1 additional threat per player, so that's a total of 3. If I knock off all that threat, this goes away, and it has an acceleration token, or a crisis icon, sorry. And the crisis icon means I have to get rid of this before I can get rid of that. So yeah, that's not great. That's really not great. Let me check. Yeah, I have to discard this before I can get rid of that. So the chance of that first half of his evil plans being accomplished quite quickly is unfortunately rather high. By the way, if the stream does keep freezing up on you guys, please let me know. I hope I managed to stabilize it somewhat. It's awful on my laptop, but my laptop is also slowly running out of battery power because I forgot to plug it in. So hopefully it's just that and it's not lagging for you guys. But if it is, please let me know, and then hopefully we can fix that somehow. And if not, we'll just stream this another time, you guys. I don't mean instead of now, I'll probably still finish this playthrough, but we're doing this every Monday, so hopefully that won't be too bad. I'm gonna close it on my laptop and see if that helps any. And just watch the chat on my phone. It's working fine for you? Okay, that's great. And I'm just gonna leave my laptop alone and hope that will work. Okay, so T'Challa also has a setup. So Claw had a side scheme. T'Challa lets me pick a Black Panther upgrade and add it to my hand. I already searched through the deck. I picked the Panther class. We have a hand size of 6, so that's how many cards I drew at the beginning, and then this gets added in addition to that. So that's nice. And now we actually get to start. This will neatly list how a player phase and a villain phase works. So I get to play as many cards as I want. I get to attack or thwart his evil plans. If I'm in hero mode, I only get to change forms once per round. So thwart or attack. And if I'm in this mode, I can recover some health. Then it's his turn. He will add threat to the main scheme every turn. If I'm in alter ego mode, he won't be able to find me, so he will continue scheming and completing his mission. But if I'm in hero mode, he will attack me instead. Class attacks work a little differently than you're used to from Rhino, but we'll get to that. Let's do our turn first. This is the cost to play cards, and you have to do that by paying resources. So this one has 2 icons, which means that we can use that to pay for something that's worth 2, for example. Upgrades are permanent, support is permanent, upgrade gets attached to a character, support just gets put out on the table. Events are 1 use, and then we have allies, which are also temporarily, but usually they stay in play longer than a single turn. I'm definitely just gonna start upgrading Black Panther so that he's stronger. This is also nice. This will let me heal a friendly character, so that's either myself or one of my allies or another hero if it was a multiplayer game. There's a lot of really good ones this time. Some of them may say hero action or alter ego or whatever. That means you have to be in a certain form. So I can only play Haymaker when I'm in my hero mode. But yeah, I'm definitely going to start with bringing these 2 into play. No, Cat, don't tilt the camera. Please don't. Uh-oh. No. No, no. Did I put it back right, you guys? Can you guys see everything again? Usually I check on my laptop if the view is okay, because on mobile the chat box is in front of part of my view. But my laptop is no longer loading the stream, so if it goes wonky, please let me know. So we're definitely upgrading this. So I'm paying for this with those 2 icons. So that goes to my discard pile. And this gets attached to T'Challa. I need to make a lot more room for this. Oh no, Cat, stop doing that. Come on, don't do that. I'm gonna remove Leighton for a bit. Because Leighton really likes the camera. Yes, go away. Thank you, darling. Okay. And at least here you guys can see the towers. You might not be able to see the effects, but once I bring stuff into play, you can, so that's good. The Black Panther clause would let me deal 2 damage to an enemy and 4 if it's at the end, and you activate all of your Black Panda upgrades by playing Wakanda Forever. This game actually makes thematic sense, so that's great. I like both of these. I can only put 1 into play right now. This one would take more cards. I think I prefer that so that my hand is emptier and I can draw more cards for the next round. Unfortunately, it will get rid of 2 really strong allies, because this one is also great. I can also bring Luke Cage into play and just get rid of the other 3. That would also be a good plan. Let's do that. Let's do that instead. I do really like these though, but Luke Cage is really strong, so I'm gonna go for Luke Cage. So I discarded all my other cards. I can still change my form, so I'm gonna swap to hero mode. And this one enters play with a tough card, which means the first time he would take damage, he just discards this card and not take any damage, so that's great. He can thwart 1, which would remove some stuff from here, which wouldn't be bad, because that means we can get rid of this stupid side scheme. Or he can attack claw a little bit, but I think I'd really prefer to get rid of this first. So I'm going to do this, 1 thwart. And if you see the little tiny star icons, that means your allies take damage whenever they do something that has a little star icon. Most allies have this with both, but some of them only have it with attack or thwart instead of both. So Luke Cage now has 1 damage, but he has 5 health, so that's fine. And then Black Panther can do something. I'm also going to make him thwart, so together these thwart 3, which means this goes away. Once you do one of those main actions, you tap them, you exhaust them for 1 round, and at the end of a turn, or at the end of a round, they go back. So after all players have played. So if you're playing a multiplayer game, your cards don't reactivate until all players are done, and you don't refill your hand until they're all done either. This gets discarded, so that's great. But yeah, that's definitely a choice to do that. And in a multiplayer game, you can ask people to help you. So if they have a support card, like the Met team that I decided not to play, someone else can be like, can you please activate this and then try to heal me? So it has some interesting layers. I don't mind doing a two-handed solo at some point where I control two characters so you can kind of get a feel for the interaction of that. So we did all of this and then we go for Claw. Claw is going to add some threat to the main scheme at the beginning and then we will see. So we have to flip this. I know it by heart by now, but for you guys I'll flip it. Because I'm in hero form, the enemies attack me. Before we draw booster cards, we can decide if I want anybody to defend. I'm gonna use Luke Cage to defend because he will just get rid of his tough card, so I'd be safe. So that sounds like a good plan. And Claw would draw one additional boost card. Usually you do attack power plus one booster card, which means drawing something here and checking for booster icons. This one has none. And for Claw you draw two of those. This is actually a star. Forced interrupt, when whirlwind attack boost, deal 1 damage to each hero. So normally we would only take 1 damage and we would have to decide whether we want to defend before revealing the boost card. So I decided to defend because this was 1 damage is a bit of a waste of the tough card. If I had known that, I would have preferred to wait, but it could have been 4 damage. So out of 11 health, that's quite a bit already. So I did opt to do this. I might regret that later. So that's the attack. And then everybody gets an encounter. So we draw 1 card and we actually do what it says on there. Claw's Vengeance. We don't like that, guys. When in hero mode, Claw attacks you. If this attack deals damage, also place 1 threat on the main scheme. This is where we wanted the tough card, but oh well. I can still decide to let him defend, or I can defend myself. If I use him to defend, he might be dead already. So I think in this case, I'm just going to take the hit. Plus if I retaliate once after I'm attacked, I also get to attack him once, which is nice. So let's draw 2 booster cards, because that's what Claw says. Boost, exhaust each ally you control, so I don't get to use Luke Cage the next round. That's unfortunate. So those little stars means you check what the boost is. And then 3, that's bad. So 1 plus 3 is 4. Oh, actually, no, this was just an exhaust. This wasn't the damage, so it's 3. So we take 3 damage. That puts us at 8. There we go. By the way, I cannot see the viewer count on my mobile stream very well. I don't usually check my laptop. For that, I can see the chat box. So if you're watching, feel free to say hi. And then because we did damage, we had to put 1 here because that's what the event said. Oh, I had to refill my hand before we started his phase. Apologies. And my hand limit in Black Panther form is 5. My alter ego form is 6. It's that way for most heroes, that the hand limit in your hero form is lower. Alright. Sometimes you can have an interrupt so you can defend during, but I don't. I'll just put this to the side because I don't really need it, and that will leave us some more space to put cards out. Alright, so this one remains exhausted for this round. That's unfortunate. What else do we have? Mockingbird would stun an enemy, which means his next attack would fail. That seems like it would be a great idea. This would give my hero an extra defense. Honestly, I tend not to defend an awful lot. But with Black Panther, it might not be a bad plan, because even when he's exhausted, he can still do Wakanda forever. This would remove threats, so it would be great. These are both the same, so it's not really interesting. This would heal 2 damage just once. I don't need that quite yet. I definitely want to bring this one into play. I do like this one, but I can't do it this turn, so I think I'm going to do this now. And then discard these 3 and save the upgrade for later. After Mockingbird enters play, stun an enemy. We will now stun Claw. Yay. And then she can thwart or attack. We're gonna make her thwart. I'm gonna make Black Panther attack. Oh, I forgot his retaliate 1 the previous round. There we go. So we attack 2, so that's 9. There we go. Then he's exhausted, and I can flip him to his other form if I want. Does he do anything? Not really, but I could recover next round if I want, but then the scheme would go quicker. I'm gonna bring that into place so that it can go lower again. I'm alright with that. Let's go for this. I just Don't worry, I don't have COVID, you guys. I just need to drink more water when I'm doing long streams. So refill my hand up to 6, and if you want, you can discard cards out of your hand first. Then everything that's exhausted goes back as well. I have to damage her 1 for doing this. And I didn't really need to flip back for the damage because I have 2 guys that can defend me plus he's stunned. The reason I decided to swap back anyway so that I have a larger hand limit. Yay, I finally have a Wakanda Forever as well. Great. And Black Panther works with the protection ability, so the way this Marvel Champions game works is you have a hero which has a particular deck, and you add an aspect for the pre-built Black Panther deck that's protection. You also have aggression, leadership, and justice. And protection with certain heroes can be hard solo, because it's more defensive and you still have to get that villain to be defeated at some point, so you do need to go on the offense at some point. So for example, Mrs. Marvel, one of the expansion hero packs, has a pre-built deck that's really amazing multiplayer, but really tough to pull off solo. It can be done, but it's a really slow game. You really have to play the long game with her. Black Panther, because of his upgrades that can combine and become a really strong combo, because of that, I think the protection works really well with him. So you have a bit of defense, which is nice with Claw, with all his weird abilities. And then we have offense from his own deck. So I think this is a good pre-build for solo. Let me take a sip of water before I choke again. Alright. So that was our turn, and we're going to his turn. He will add 1 threat here at the start, and then he will either attack or scheme because we're in alter ego mode. Cat, you're still in the way, darling. Because we're in alter ego mode, he's going to scheme, which is 2 plus a booster. Anytime a villain attacks or schemes, you draw a booster. In this case, it's just 1. So for the attack, Claw draws 2, but in this case, it's 1, and stunt doesn't do anything for that. 2 plus 2 is 4, so that would put us at 6. I was hoping 1 lower, honestly, so that's not great. So this goes away. This really is a problem. When revealed, discard cards from the encounter deck until you find a minion. Well, that was quick. Put the minion into play, engage with the first player. So in a multiplayer game, if minions come out, they go to particular players. Here they all go to me, obviously. And then we advance this. He attacks or schemes when the villain does, because the villain already did his main scheme attack thing. This one doesn't do anything now. However, this is a guard, so while this is out there, we can't attack Claw, so we have to defeat him. This is now 8 threat per player, so if this is at 8, we lose the game. So we definitely have to keep an eye on this, and we're definitely going to go out of alter ego mode again, you guys, otherwise we'll be in big trouble. Now we get an encounter, and our encounter is the Black Panther obligation. I may flip to alter ego form if I'm not already in it, and I can choose to exhaust T'Challa, which means next round I don't get to do one of his main attacks or thwarts or recoveries, but this would get away permanently. Or I discard a Black Panther one, and this goes in the discard pile, so once he runs out of encounter cards, I will get all of these back. That's not great, I don't want that. I'm gonna exhaust him, I'm fine with that, because I have ways to attack and thwart, and I can do this even if he's exhausted, so I'm gonna get rid of this one permanently. And that would be it for his turn, so we're back to us. Let's see. After I defend, I can damage, so that's a nice one to keep around. When the villain schemes... Oh, I had an interrupt. Uh-oh. I forgot I had an interrupt. I am going to undo this real quick. I can't really, though. I should have noticed this. Then I could have waited around with this. That's okay. If I had noticed this, this would be at 5 out of 6 now. Then again, this is gonna probably trigger at some point anyway, so we might as well not bother and just focus on the really important mission. But yeah, this would mean we would have been able to reduce the threat. I'll save it for later. I can't really undo it. I could put the scheme back, but then this minion wouldn't have come out, and this minion would have been the event instead of the obligation, so it would be a lot to undo and not really work. So we'll just deal with it. I should have looked at it earlier. I was distracted by Wakanda Forever, you guys. Okay, but definitely want to put this out. We don't need it this round necessarily, so I might save it for the next one, but I'm gonna need this to make sure this doesn't build up too much. This one lets me draw 2 cards, and it will cost me 2 right now, but basically I get those 2 back, so that's not bad. This would double the cost of paying for a green card. I don't currently have a green card out. Now what the problem with this is, it only works in alter ego mode, and with Claw scheming this quickly, it's kind of dangerous to go into alter ego mode, so I'm not sure if I'm really going to use it all that much, or if I'm just going to try and stay in hero mode. That might be safer at this point. In which case I can just use this to pay for something else. I would like the extra cards though, but I don't think it's smart. I think I'm gonna go for this. These 2 to bring out this one. There we go. And then these cards kind of all need to be saved, honestly. This I can only use in alter ego mode, thus from going out of alter ego mode it doesn't really work. Then again, there are cards that says the villain schemes in that deck. I'll save it. I'm gonna use these 2 to get rid of the guarding minion, so 2 + 1 is 3 attack, that means we're rid of this one. These both take 1 damage. Flipping him to this side. I can do this now at Wakanda Forever because I have the stuff for it anyway, and that would clear up my hand a bit. It just means 1 threat from a scheme wouldn't do anything because there's currently no threat on the main scheme, but there are quite a few of these in his deck, I believe. So you know what, I'm gonna do it anyway. At least I get to damage him a bit, which is nice. Deal 2 damage. I will first do this to remove 1 threat. Well, that bust. And then 2 damage, but if it's the final step of the sequence, it's 4 damage. So I'm gonna knock out 4. Because these got rid of the minions, so now he's not guarded, so I can actually do that, which is great. And then I'm putting him like this, and we're going to refill our hands to 5 because we're in hero mode. See, we have another Wakanda Forever now. 1 threat on the main scheme like usual, and then he would attack, but we discard stunned instead, so that's a pretty nice easy attack. And then we do the encounter. Treachery, Sonic Boom. When revealed, either spend 1 of each resource that isn't wild, or exhaust all of my characters. That's not good. Can I spend 1 of each? I do have yellow, blue, and red, and wild can be used as any of the others. I think I might be okay with that. These would put cards from my discard pile back, but I don't really need those because the ones I would kind of put back are kind of here already anyway. It would be nice still, but I don't think I need it too much. These are both for defending, which I'm not really using. I think I'd do this instead of exhausting all of these guys. I think they're more useful to keep. The downside is now I don't have a lot of cards to work with the next round. But I still have this, so I think it's okay. Back to us. Well, this is going to be a quick turn because we can't really do anything now, can we? I could risk swapping to the other side and scheming so that I can at least use this, but I don't really want to. We're probably gonna knock him out. 2 + 2 + 1 is 5, and then we'd be rid of him. He's gonna come back stronger though, which is a little dangerous because I don't think we've built up quite a lot yet, so we might risk dying because we're rushing in here. But I'm gonna stubbornly do it anyway. No guts, no glory, because I don't really want to do nothing for a whole round. So 1 + 2 + 2 is 5, which is going to knock him to 0. He's going to take 1 more damage. She's going to take 1 damage, which is going to knock her out. So she goes to my discard pile. He goes down to 0. Hey! Stop trying to eat my counters. Bad cat. Alright. So he goes away. And then we have this when revealed. Search the encounter deck and discard pile for the Immortal Claw. I don't think it was in the discard pile yet. Nope. So we're gonna go here. And now his attack power is 1 + 2 booster cards. And we've seen that he has booster cards of 3, so that means he can Technically do 7 damage in one go. That's not good, guys. Where is my Immortal Claw card? Am I overlooking it? I think I am. I am. Where did it go? Ah, there it says scheme. I thought it was a normal card, so I wasn't looking properly. The Immortal Claw. Side scheme. Claw gets plus 10 hit points, but those go away when you defeat him. So it's at 18 plus 10 is 28, and we're definitely want to get rid of this or else the dude is never gonna die, you guys. There we go. An acceleration token, which means that once we add threat here, we add another threat here. Is that one or is this the encounter? No, I think this is the encounter one actually. No, the hazard is the encounter one. Acceleration is the one that increases the threat quicker. That's not great. That's really not. Because then we do go, because that's the end of our turn, so everything is done being exhausted. I didn't even tap them to make them exhausted because it was pretty obvious. So there we go. Now we're gonna go to him, and instead of 1, it's 1 plus 1, so 2 threat gets added. That is not nice. And that's not called scheming, that's just the threat at the beginning of every round, so our emergency event does not work on that. Keep that in mind, please. And he's gonna attack us. He might do up to 7 damage, which is a problem, so I think I'm okay with sacrificing Luke Cage for this. He has 2 health left. Usually I prefer sacrificing my allies when they have 1 health left. I can take 7 damage, but that's not great. Especially not because then we would be forced to flip to the other side next round and the scheme would go up a bunch quicker, so that seems pretty dangerous. We do have one that's gonna heal us though. We finally have the Mad team. We can only heal 2 per round, but it's still nice. You know, I am gonna take the attack for now and then try to use Luke Cage later or maybe during the encounter. I'm gonna do it. Let's just go for it. Oh, also this needs 3 threat. There we go. And we're definitely getting rid of this next round, you guys. In which case also important to keep Luke Cage alive. So we're not defending, we're drawing booster cards. 1 plus 0, plus that takes one of the schemes out, so that's nice. Boost, if this deals damage to you, exhaust your hero. Well, this is really great because, oh no, I do have 1 damage. Aw, I was like, I don't get any damage, so I don't have to exhaust my hero, but I do. That's unfortunate. Oh well. We only take 1 damage though, so that's not bad. The exhausting is a little unfortunate so that we don't get rid of this, but we'll deal with it hopefully. Hopefully. Time for the encounter. When revealed, discard an upgrade or support you control. That's not fun either. I need the threat and the damage both, to be honest. After I play Shuri though, I get to bring an upgrade in, but only into my hand and not into play, so the 1 thwart she has though is instead of this one, so I think I'm okay with discarding that one for now. There we go. Okay, and that's it for his phase, and then we're back to us. Definitely bringing this into play. I was gonna do the Mad team, but we didn't take a lot of damage, so I don't feel we need to. I think I prefer to try it like this. Then Shuri's in play. I can search my deck for an upgrade. How many do I have left? There's only 1 left in my deck. It would deal damage to the villain and enemies engaged with me. I'm not gonna play that yet. I might want to keep it though. Now the question is, do I want to keep the energy daggers or do I want to discard it to play Wakanda Forever and keep this one on hand? I think I'm okay with discarding this one now, because I think there's only, I know from the standard deck there's 2 cards that let the villain scheme an additional time, and one of them we've just discarded, so the chance of this increasing is lower. So I think I might want to save this for next round. I think there's a couple more Wakanda Forevers in there. I am going to Wakanda Forever. which means we do 4 damage to an enemy. So we're knocking him down 4, 2, 3, 4. I also have to do the retaliate one from the previous attack. I forgot to do that. I'm very good at forgetting to do the retaliate. These two are both gonna thwart. Oh crap, that means this one, we don't get rid of this one yet. Oof. Okay, then maybe I don't want to discard this upgrade. Maybe I do want to discard the other one then. Let me switch that around, you guys. And then you do not do 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll keep this upgrade instead. And we'll Wakanda forever this. Remove 2 threat from a scheme if it's the final step of the sequence. So we're removing 2 threat here. There we go. Then you're gonna thwart to get rid of this. That's another damage. And that knocks him down 10 hit points because that's the Immortal Claw has been defeated. And then we're also using you to thwart, I think. I can technically wait around for that. I can also attack, but her attack is pretty weak, so I think I'd prefer to use these to attack and her to thwart. There we go. And then we're refilling our hands. He's no longer exhausted, which is nice. Oh, Nick Fury is really strong. Ooh, and 2 doubles too. We can actually bring out Nick Fury next round. Ooh, another double. Okay, so let's bring both of these. That's really good. Now all we have to do is not die. Okay, put one here. There we go. He's gonna attack. He can do up to 7 damage. We are now at 7 health, so this is riskier. He only has 1 left health-wise, so I'm gonna use him to defend. So 1 plus 1 plus 3, so that will be 5 damage. He only has 1, so that's not a problem. There are certain cards, I don't know if this deck has any, but I know Rhino has some, where the attack gains overkill, so any damage he couldn't take would carry over to us. But that's not the case here, so there we go. Luke Cage gets destroyed. And we don't take any damage. Yay us. And then we get the encounter. When we're in hero mode, the villain attacks you. Well, that's not great. Now we're gonna have to decide if I'm gonna risk this. I don't know how many of those 3 booster cards there are. I don't think it's likely that we're gonna get 2 of the 3s in a row, especially because there's already 2 in that discard pile. I think maybe I will risk this then. Because I can also use her to cannon fodder basically, but that would mean she's instantly dead. Oh, she's supposed to have damage from her action. She only has 2 health anyway. Ah, fine, I'll use her. I'm sorry, Shuri. I'm sacrificing my sister. I'm evil. Discard 1 card at random from your hand. Ah! I would prefer the damage, you guys. This is really bad because my hand was really awesome. I'm not happy with this. What are we discarding? Oh, we're discarding Nick Fury. Okay, I'm very unhappy now. This now means you just have a whole bunch of stuff that will pay for very expensive cards and not actually having any cards to play. That was the worst one we could have gotten rid of. Darn it. Okay, second booster card is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So she goes away as well. Seriously, if we're getting this effect, can I at least stay at 1 damage and keep her alive? Mean! This game is mean, you guys. Alright, back to us. Should have taken the damage. At least I had Shuri. Okay. Well, we're just gonna put this into play because what else are we gonna do with this hand, right? And then we can attack 2 or thwart 2. This is becoming a little trickier. We can also recover some health because we don't have anything to defend us. I have an idea, I think. It's risky, but let's do it. I'm gonna thwart for 2, exhaust myself, then flip to this mode so I can recover next round and get a hand size of 6 now. Let's try this and hope it works. That's a whole bunch of expensive stuff again. Okay. And then we're back to him, so he gets 1 of these. He schemes 2 plus a booster of 2, that's 4. Ouch. That's not great. And then an encounter. This is at 6 out of 8. That's a real problem. A minion. guard. So we have to kill him before we can kill him. We've seen one of those before. That's not horrible, honestly. I think I'm gonna recover the 4 hit points to start my round with. Puts me back at 11. And then swap to the other side. Get this one into play for some vibranium. It says I can spend this resource and then I can ready my hero. I'm gonna do that. That means he goes back to active mode, which is nice. And then he can attack or thwart. I think thwart is more important right now. There we go. Oh, we can't attack anyway because we have to kill him first. This is a whole bunch of expensive stuff that really doesn't do me anything right now. Really unfortunate. I'm gonna get rid of this one and then refill my hand to 5. Yay, Wakanda Forever cards, which are kind of... Seriously, what's with all of these doubles? This is not an amazing order of things, to be honest. Alright, 1 attack, so we damage 1. Retaliate, so he gets 1 damage. This is at least permanent though, so it's another upgrade that would go underneath him, but really they don't fit underneath him anymore, so I'm just gonna do it like this. There we go. The villain attacks 1 plus 2 boosters. None. Oh, that's nice. The scheme 1 is... We got rid of the scheme 1. Oh, I forgot to add the scheme at the beginning of the round, sorry. There we go. Okay, this is great. This is no booster, so we just get 1 damage. That's about the best we could have gotten. We get 1 retaliate, but we're not allowed to attack him. But I'm not sure. Oh, it's just deal 1 damage, so that doesn't count as an attack, so we do get to damage him 1. We also got rid of some of the worse cards in his encounter deck. Let's see, what do we get now? Another minion. I'm not happy. Oof, that's strong. Force response. After Tiger Shark attacks, they get a tough status card. So if we don't defeat him this round, we're in trouble. And we can't really defeat him this round because we run out of allies. They're all in our discard pile. Also, we almost run out of our deck. And when that happens, we get an extra encounter for 1 round only. If he runs out of his deck, which is also not that far off, then this gets a permanent +1 acceleration, which is horrible. You definitely want to win the game before that happens, especially in solo mode. I mean, if you play a 4-player game, this is per player and this is per player, so the difference between 4 or 5 threat per round isn't awful. The difference between 1 or 2 is huge, so that matters. Okay, Wakanda Forever. With one of the way too expensive ones to do this with. I think we had to do that first. 2 damage for that. Yeah, I think that's okay. So we have 2 of these. Remove 1 threat from a scheme. 1. Deal 1 damage to the villain, 1 to each enemy, or 2 to each if it's the final step of the sequence. So we're gonna go for 2 of each, which will kill this one, which means the guard is gone. This one will get 2 damage. And Claw will get 2 damage. Let's do that again. Another Wakanda Forever. So 1 of these. 2 damage for you. And 2 damage for you. Now we're getting somewhere. And I have this. If I discard this, I can ready my hero, because they said if I discarded this, we have to use the hero first. We're gonna attack twice, then this one is dead and gone. There we go. I didn't expect to actually make that work, but it did. And then he's used, and I can discard this card to do another attack. And then I have an empty hand, which might not be a bad plan. I also might want to save this, because I'm gonna get cards from my... No, I have 4. I don't have to reshuffle my deck if I do this. I'm gonna do it anyway. There we go, and then another 2 damage. Okay, then we refill our hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I have to shuffle my discard pile so I get 1 more encounter for the next round. Getting close to the end, you guys, one way or another. Alright. One more. More Wakanda Forevers. Ooh, and a defense. That's nice. I might need that. Okay, so 1 to the main scheme. Hi, cat. Please get out of the way. He's gonna attack. I don't have anything to defend except myself if I would want to. And then I don't get to do any of these, but I get Wakanda Forever twice next round. So I already get to knock off 4 damage. Plus I can reactivate him, so I'll get to reactivate 6, you know? I think that's okay. Plus I could also do this after I defend. I can ready him again, so I am gonna defend. That means I get 2 less damage, which might be a good plan. 2 boosters. 1 plus 2 is already 3. Plus 2 is 5, minus 2, so we only get 3 damage. And we retaliate 1. Look, I didn't forget to retaliate this time. Dear cat, please stop trying to eat parts of my game. Yes, that is so not helpful. Alright. Yes, darling. Yes, Floof, you're a better cat. You don't try to eat my games. Alright, so we did that. After I defend, I could ready this one again, so now I have to kind of contemplate whether I want to do that. I think so, because I don't get to ready him any other way, because I prefer to trigger this as a Wakanda Forever. I am gonna do that. No, wait, that's actually not true, because then I get rid of this and something else. Yeah, it's possible. No, I'm not doing that. I think it's better to keep it like this. Okay. 1 regular encounter plus the one I got dealt for running out of cards in my deck. When revealed in hero or alter mode, I'm in hero mode, I take 2 damage. And Claw heals 2 damage. That's not great. Oh, 12. Second one. A minion. After this card is revealed, reveal 1 additional encounter card. Really? Oh, I'm unhappy now. When revealed, place an additional threat per player here. That's 4. And it's a hazard icon, so we would get another extra encounter card next round if we don't get rid of this. But I would really like to win before that happens, but it's not happening, guys. Take 2 damage doesn't count as an attack, and this really only says when it's attacked, so the retaliate doesn't trigger on it. Otherwise, this would be kind of a worthless card for him anyway. And it's not a treachery, so I can't do anything with that. I could have done the 2 damage, but yeah, it's okay. Alright. Wakanda Forever. Oh, let's do this Wakanda Forever one first. Discard this. Okay, so we get to do 1 threat and then 2 damage everywhere. So we get rid of this guy. You get 2 damage. And we remove 1 threat from either one of these. This is not super close to being finished, but this is gonna get reshuffled. So that's a problem. I don't think we're gonna get rid of this. I think it's better to prevent the game over and just deal with the additional encounter card in this case, because we're never gonna get rid of all 4 this round. Another Wakanda Forever for the Avengers Mansion. I'm definitely keeping this one in hand in case we're getting a really bad encounter. We're discarding another one of this, so that becomes 2. And then he takes another 2 damage. Yes. Wait, I only have 4 health. Oh, that's a problem. I can still flip to my other mode. The problem is he's gonna scheme then, so that's still tricky, but I think I can handle that. I hope it will work. Let's try it. We're in so much trouble, you guys. Okay, refilling my hand up to 6 now. Ah, there are all the expensive ones again. Without a Luke Cage. Ooh, when the villain schemes, reduce the amount of threat. Yay. Okay, that's better. So we put 1 on here for the start of the villain phase. Then he's gonna scheme 2. I'm definitely gonna use this 2 plus a booster. 2 plus... Put Weapons Runner into play engaged with you. I'm not happy with that. And it's only boosted, it doesn't do Surge at least. I think this one doesn't trigger because the attack has already been placed. Because it says in the villain phase that all the villain and each minion engaged with you attacks you. So that's one simultaneous step. It's not villain first and then another step for the minion. So I don't think this one attacks us this round. So 2 scheme, and this one is not a +1, so just 1 then. That's not awful. That doesn't go in this discard pile, that goes here. And now we get 2 encounters, this one plus the regular one. There's only 2 of them here. That's not great. When revealed in alter ego mode, discard 1 card at random from your hand. I've heard of that one before. I threw all of my cards out of my hand by accident. Okay, what are we getting rid of? Ah, that's alright. All the cards I have are cheap. I got rid of one of the double research cards, which is fine. Ugh, more encounters. This is not great. When revealed, discard card from the encounter deck. That's not good either. That means we get a +1 because we ran out of this deck. We have to check now because empty deck, it matters. I know once if you have to do this, discarding stuff until something comes out and it empties in between, you can stop discarding. I don't know because it became empty right before that. If we have to, if it means we can get around this somehow. No, if it runs out of cards, it's immediately shuffled. I know some games you only shuffle once you actually have to draw a card and it's no longer there. But this one does so immediately. Oh, some of these are upside down. Let me fix that. I think it's fixed now. Yep. I wouldn't want to give myself any info I'm not supposed to have. Sometimes I put one of the schemes back wrong. 3 threat per player. This is going to be a really close one, you guys. We have to find a Masters of Evil minion, and he's also going to be engaged with us. I think those might be the guard minions, so that's not great. That's a minion, but it's not a Masters of Evil minion. That's also... Oh, that is a Masters of Evil minion, a Whirlwind. When he attacks you, also resolve his attack against each other hero. So this one is mostly a problem when you're not playing solo. This one doesn't really matter right now. Okay, that's not awful. I can technically just ignore these and try to get Claw to die in this round. And I think we kind of need to, because if not, we're going to be in serious trouble. This is also a +1 acceleration token. That means next round we would have to place 3 threat on this, guys. That's a serious problem. Plus whatever these deal. So yeah, not happening. And there wasn't a treasury card, so we can't do anything about that. Not amazing. Wakanda forever. Oh, I have to put him in hero mode first. Am I gonna recover health? I can do 2 damage everywhere and get rid of 1 threat. And I can make sure he's no longer exhausted by doing this and do 2 more damage. So that will be 4, then we're only halfway there. I don't think it's gonna be enough. I think we're gonna lose this, guys, but it was definitely close. But yeah. How did he get exhausted, by the way? Did I forgot to rotate him back? I think I did. I don't think there was any event that exhausted him. Because I know I exhausted him at the end of the round and I decided to flip to this side so I could recover this round. But that means I can either recover now, so I have 8 health, which I'm probably gonna need if I'm flipping back to the other side. I wish I could kill him. I would just needed 1 more Wakanda forever. Just 1 more, you guys, and we would have had it. Because if we flip this here, that's 2 damage plus 2. Then we can ready him again, so that's 6 out of 8. 1 more would have done it. Or not gotten rid of the other upgrade, but then I probably would have died way sooner from threat building up. It is what it is. I do think we're really going to need to recover those, so let's do that. Put us back at 8. Get out of my way, please. Come on. And then we're gonna Wakanda forever. If we flip him to his other side, he's exhausted. Wakanda forever with the vibranium. And then we remove 1 threat. And we do 2 damage to everybody engaged with me. That gets rid of the weapons runner. And he takes 2 hits. Then I can ready my hero and I can do another 2 damage either there or there, but this one is more important. There we go. And then we can refill our hands. If we manage to survive this round, we should be good. But I don't think we're gonna. Okay, 3 threats on the main scheme. That's not amazing. At least we only get 1. Oh no, we still get a second encounter too. Then he attacks us. Let's see. I can use this to activate you. I can tell you to ready. So that's already 4. That means I can exhaust him and defend. That might be safe. Because you already also attack. Okay, we're gonna do him first and defend against him. So that's 1 plus 2 boosters, 1 plus 2 plus exhaust each ally I control. I don't have any of those, so that's okay. So 3 minus 2, so we just take 1 damage. That's good at least. So far so good. Then he attacks, that's 2 plus an attack against each other hero, but we don't have those, so that's just 2 damage. And then we get 2 encounters. The first one, attach this to Claw. After Claw attacks and damages, stun that character, and we can get rid of it. But we hope to kill Claw before that happens, so I hope this isn't an attack, and if it is, I hope it's a treachery so we can get rid of it. That's another scheme, seriously? That means we can't get rid of threat here before this is here, but that should be okay. That means we survived the encounters, and I think that means we can kill him, so... Dean, you might say you can't win them all, but... Actually, that's true, we lost the previous game, but I can certainly win this one, it looks like. So... Yay me. 3 threat. This is awful, guys. I'm really surprised we're alive. Okay, but we are, so that's good. Okay, I'm discarding this to ready him. Then I'm going to attack with him. That is 2. 1, 2. And then we Wakanda forever. We get rid of 1 threat somewhere. That's going to be this one, otherwise we can't get rid of anything. And then 2 more. And that knocks out Claw. We did it! Woohoo! That was a close race. And we did it in just under an hour. That's not bad. I'm happy with this. I hope you enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun. I'll be back next Monday. By the way, if you have any requests for particular heroes or villains or aspects you would like to see, feel free to message me. I'm Known in Those Games on Instagram and Facebook. You can also contact me at my Gmail address, which is also Known in Those Games, and then at gmail.com. Dean does not believe I pulled this off. I can't really believe it either, but we did, so yay. Thank you. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching this. I had a lot of fun. I will be back next Monday with another Marvel Champions playthrough, but I'll also be doing other streams this week. I'm doing a solo playthrough of Tiny Epic Dinosaurs on Wednesday, and then a play along, so you guys get to play if you want, of Cartographers on Thursday. I haven't quite decided yet what time, but if you follow me and get your notifications turned on, you'll get a message when I'm starting. I think it might be around 9 or so. I think that might be the easiest time for everybody to play along. I think Dean might be able to make 9 if I don't start too early. But yeah, feel free to let me know if you have a time preference. Usually I start somewhere between 7 and 9 in the evening in my time zone. So if some of that works for you, feel free to let me know. Thanks for watching for now, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye everybody, have a great day.